Good afternoon and welcome to all of those who have joined us here in Convocation Hall at the University of Saskatchewan, and also to those who are joining us on the live stream today. I'd like to make a special welcome to the Honorable Tom Malloy, our Lieutenant Governor, who is here, and our Chancellor, Roy Romano. My name is Michael McLean, and I'm a member of the Faith Leaders Council here at the University of Saskatchewan. And I've been serving in campus ministry at St. Thomas More College at the U of S for many years. I thank you for your presence here today. And on behalf of the U of S, I'd like to welcome all visitors to our campus. As we gather here today, we acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respect to the First Nation and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. This is a difficult moment for all of us, but it is during those hard times that we're called to gather together to show our support and care for one another. We acknowledge how challenging a time it is for everyone gathered, and that this event may be upsetting. If you feel the need to step outside, please do so. And if you have the immediate need to talk to someone, please let one of our team know at the door, and we'll arrange for you to speak with one of our mental health support staff who are here today. They can be identified by the green and gold ribbons that they're wearing. Today we see the variety in our community. Students, staff, faith leaders, faculty, alumni, people from many different backgrounds. We have a number of people here today that are our wisdom figures here on campus. One of the gifts that we have at the Gordon Oaks Red Bear Center is that a number of different Indigenous elders come to be here with us at the U of S. Today, we have one such pillar of wisdom with us. To begin our program, I'd like to welcome Elder Louise Half to share some words with us at this time. Louise?
Good afternoon. I'm hanging on to this tobacco in my left hand. It was given to me this morning to talk to the people in the circle. I don't have a white collar to indicate that I'm a minister, but I've been designated by my community to say a few words now and then. This province has seen a lot of tragedy in the last couple of years, and the whole country has watched us move with all kinds of different and conflicting emotions at times. And yet our communities struggle to hold hands and to come to some sort of understanding and some empathy. I was thinking of what my elders would say today, and there are words in Cree that keep me going, and I want to share them. And it is my hope that you'll take it in your hearts to share these things I'm about to say, to help you remember that is all about wakutun, which means relationship. The elders would say, agamemo, persevere. It is so difficult at this time to walk that talk of perseverance when the pain is so deep. I personally couldn't watch television yesterday to see the young lives that were flashed before me, because I too have a son who played hockey. He coached some of these boys in his older years. And they would say, Sukemo. the elders would say, Sukema, have courage. Have courage. Dimagino, they would say, Dimagino guwagutun. Have compassion for one another. That's what that means. They say, be kind to one another at this difficult time, any difficult time. Si begeta, endure, have long-lasting endurance. Manate, they say, be gentle, be kind, be respectful to one another. There was a patient that told my husband before his dying bed, Muestas. Later, he said, Muestas means a little bit later. I want to share a poem by Leonard Cohen. He says the famous words, there is a crack in everything. That's how one sees the light. But I wanted to dedicate this to the young men who have gone before us, who are lighting the way. Because we've all been transformed by death and by life. And there's some teachings in all of this. And I hope that teaching is that you won't waste 1 minute being disrespectful, being unkind to one another. But Leonard Cohen writes, there are some men who should have mountains to bear their names to time. Grave markers are not high enough or green, and sons go far away to lose the fist their father's hand will always seem. I had a friend. He lived and died in mighty silence and with dignity, left no book, son, or lover to mourn. Nor is this a mourning song, but only a naming of this mountain on which I walk, fragrant, dark, and softly white. Under the pale of mist, I name this mountain after him. Muestas. Kinaskum now, hey.
Thank you, Louise, for your words and for your wisdom. I now call upon the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Saskatchewan, Peter Stoichev, to address our gathering. Peter?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is our chance to collect as the compassionate university community we are, and to find what strength we can in being together at the same place at the same time. This hall has historically seen gatherings like this in a building, this building that contains memorials to men and women who fought in the 2 wars and died during the 1918 flu epidemic. And we're close by the Memorial Union building, dedicated to recognizing them as well. So it's fitting that on an unseasonably cold day, we collect in the warmth and historic significance of this place to reflect on the tragic losses experienced by the Humboldt Broncos junior hockey team as a community. It's a tragedy that reaches from Humboldt and St. Peter's College right through the heart of this campus. throughout the province and the country, and indeed I have received many messages of condolence and support and concern from people far beyond this country. There is a spirit here, uniquely ours and Saskatchewan's, that defies full description, but it's part cooperation, part collaboration, part kindness, part caring, part hard experience, part resilience, part vision that enables us together to fill this hall on this particular day with love and with sorrow, and to want and to need to be here together. Many of us at the U of S and here today know the individuals or the families directly involved in Friday's tragedy. Some of the people who lost their lives were U of S students, as are some with serious injuries. I shouldn't have to be standing before you today speaking about this tragic event. I should be shaking their hands years from now on the convocation stage, and you should be applauding their success. Our U of S community includes partners, close friends, relatives, and colleagues of the victims. This tragedy involves an extensive network of university-related families and friends. We're not often asked in our lives to respond to the incomprehensible, but it's immeasurably better when we are asked to do so together like we are right now. Many of the people who lost their lives on Friday were young athletes, heroes in their communities and to their families and to their billet families. Many of our Huskies hockey players this season and over the years have been Humboldt Broncos. As high-level athletes, like our Husky athletes here, the victims were in leadership roles, learning how to model high standards of behavior while being in the limelight, how to win with respect, how to lose with grace, how to work as a team, how to be disciplined, how to bounce back from adversity. Others on that bus were in support roles for the team. They were there to help the players to be leaders by coaching, training, driving, or by reporting to the public about them. So the loss is incomprehensibly vast. Life will not return to normal someday for all those affected. It will be a different life now. And everyone we know who is affected will need our support and will be affected differently and will meet the future differently. Last night in Humboldt, many speakers remarked on how important it was to read the messages, the many messages that they received, the statements that had been posted. Every bit of support is welcomed and appreciated. I'm thinking of that quote by Leonard Cohen, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." There was light that did get in on Friday in ways most of us will never know. But one way was through the extraordinary efforts of the first responders and the U of S Protective Services personnel here. And at RUH, under the most dire of circumstances, Code Orange, the efforts of the nurses in emergency and in the ICU, the RUH and Saskatchewan Health Authority organizations, the medical residents, many of these heroic people are graduates of our university and part of our community. Also, there were many people behind the scenes here over the weekend who swiftly arranged for hundreds of meals provided to families and supporters, for residence rooms to be available, and for much more. And I'm extremely proud of what they're able to do and of their vision and commitment. Our flag on the Thorvaldsen building is at half-mast. I hope the families will eventually know that. It's the highest visual honor we can bestow in a formal way. It's too early to try to find meaning in this tragedy. It has touched too many. It has changed the lives of too many. But times like this do put our lives in perspective, remind us of what's important, bring us back to community, tell us we have much to be thankful for. It's the victims who provide us with these insights. One way we have of honoring them is to let their tragedy clarify for us the brevity and the sanctity of life. So once again, I appreciate being able to gather with everyone today to mourn and to find strength. I'm reminded that commitment to community is one of our values, and I extend to all members of the Humboldt community our profound sorrow and our deep commitment to helping now and in the future any way that we can.
Thank you very much, Peter. I appreciated the way that you took no time at all to express your condolences, your concern, and your expression of support for all those involved on Friday. When we take time to express our concern and our care, whether it be in person or from afar, we strengthen our community. When faced with a terrible tragedy, we realize the importance of that community. At this time, the community of Humboldt is devastated. But they have also seen an amazing outpouring of support from people across the province and from folks all around the country and beyond. At this time, we would like to call upon Dr. James Dosman as a representative from St. Peter's Board of Governors, a federated college of the University of Saskatchewan just outside Humboldt in Munster, Saskatchewan. Jim?
Thank you, Michael. To all those who know and love and knew and loved the wonderful young men and their coaches involved in this terrible incident. As a member of the Board of Governors of St. Peter's College, it's my privilege to bring condolences and best wishes and a spirit of love from our Chancellor, Abbot Peter Nowakoski, our President, Rob Harasimchuk, all members of the Board of Governors, all of the students, and the staff. As a college associated with the University of Saskatchewan, St. Peter's offers first and second year university, and indeed direct entry into 4 University of Saskatchewan colleges here on the Saskatoon campus. Many of the young men are students, were students at St. Peter's College. St. Peter's College is a small institution which is tightly knit and where everyone knows and loves and is involved with others. My duty on behalf of St. Peter's family is to bring our most sincere sympathies to all those involved, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, sisters, the friends, the coaches, the fellow players, the students. We're all involved, and we are all changed as a result of this terrible incident. For more than 25 years, I've traveled from Saskatoon to Nipawin to do a clinic, and I have driven by this corner on 100 occasions. You can intimately imagine in my worst fears the scene. In our own lives, we have known and watched one of the young boys grow from childhood into an amazingly wonderful young man, full of strength and energy and promise. And we can only say to his mom and dad and his brother and sisters our most sincere sympathies. So on behalf of St. Peter's community, God bless you and all the best to everyone.
Thank you, Jim. When we are faced with crisis in our lives, when tragedy befalls us, sometimes we do not allow ourselves the time to reflect. Our minds are racing with so much information, so many details to keep up with, and so many questions we may never have the answers to. We often talk about our thoughts and our prayers in tragic situations. Today we have two Husky athletes with us who are going to share their thoughts and prayers. And after their sharing, we're going to go right into a reflective piece of music. And we invite you to think or pray or reflect upon all those things that have been shared today. So it's at this time I'd like to call forward John Lawrence and Caitlin Willoughby, who are representing Husky Athletics hockey teams today.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everyone for being here and supporting the Humboldt Broncos families, their billet families, their friends, and all those connected to this tragic event. My name is John Lawrence. I'm a fifth-year agribusiness student here at the U of S and play for the men's hockey team. And beside me is Caitlin Willoughby, captain of the women's hockey team. I played for the Humboldt Broncos for 2 years during the 2011 to 2013 season, winning a championship there and making lifelong friends. After those seasons, I came to join the U of S Huskies. I'm one of the proud Bronco alumni that has continued on to university, whether it be through hockey and those who didn't continue hockey. And I'm honored to be one of those people to share insight into the Humboldt community, their team, and their connection. Humboldt, like many small cities across Saskatchewan and the rest of Canada, is home to a junior hockey team that is a huge part of the community. The team does not function without the support of this community. Humboldt itself is full of amazing people, strong people, and who would never hesitate to lend a helping hand. This is on true display over the past few days as the outpour has been unbelievable, as everyone in the community mourns the incredible loss. Many of you may have watched the Vigil last night on TV or may have been there in person. There are multiple powerful speeches that hit very close to home. The Humboldt Bronco family is a tight-knit group of individuals that come together to form a huge family. Playing for the Broncos, you spend night and day with your brothers and coaches. You work out together, you practice together, you hang out at your billet houses together. These connections will last a lifetime. Some of the most important connections are with the families that take you into their home, the billet families. Without billet families, junior hockey is not what it would be today. I'm thinking of all the billet families back in Humboldt and across the country that you were touched by this tragedy. I'd also like to kind of look into, as many of you have seen, a team picture of the Humboldt team that was recently taken after a playoff win. As you can see, all their hair is dyed bleach blonde. This has been a tradition in Humboldt that started before my time there, and I was lucky to take part in it. Over the years, hundreds of Broncos players would filter down into the stores across Humboldt, buying whatever hair products they could find, and turning billets basements into hair salons. I don't think my scalp or hair has ever recovered from those days. This tradition symbolizes coming together as a team. Even though some people might say we look a little funny with our blonde hair, this is what united us. I feel the same connection with this year's team when I see the picture as ever Bronco alumni would. I myself am so lucky to have such a great relationship with my own Humboldt billet family, and I'm so saddened by what they're going through. Even though I haven't lived there for 5 years, we keep in touch as much as we can. As you know, they are very busy people. Wes and Carla Clement, my billets, have 3 young children, Jaya, Rowan, and Madden, and they take in 3 hockey players every season and have been doing so for a number of years. My billets still have found time to make it to the city to watch me play over my 5 years as a Husky. It is tough to bring them to the Rutherford as they freeze every night. This past season, my billets brought their 3 children and also their 3 Bronco players to watch me play in the Rutherford. I was lucky enough to meet the 3 players after the game, Caleb, Bryce, and Stephen. All 3 of those young men were 20-year-old defensemen. Though it was a short visit with them after the game, I could tell they were amazing men and were raised right. All of them asking me a ton of questions about university as they all aspired to move on to the next level. Unfortunately, Stephen was one of the young men that didn't make it, while Caleb and Bryce are stable and recovering at RUH here in Saskatoon. I'm so sorry for what my billets are going through, as well as the boys losing a friend and their families. I do not know any of the members of the team personally, but we can all empathize with that thought of losing a brother, a son, a friend, or a partner. From this, we can all remember that life is precious, cherish every moment, hold on to your loved ones close. I'd now like to welcome Kaylin to say a few words.
Thank you, John. On behalf of Husky Athletics, I'd like to send our deepest condolences to everyone who was involved in the accident on Friday night. Thank you to everyone for being here today to support them. I have spent 16 years playing hockey, and I have never known a tragedy like this. Countless hours spent on a bus, and we never worried that we wouldn't make it home. On Friday night, 15 people lost their lives, and 14 people left the scene of something that can only be described as horrific. Our hearts break for everyone. Our thoughts and prayers are with each and every person who was affected by this. Hockey is nothing short of a family, and as we have seen over the past days, it bonds a country in a way that is unbelievable. We are all connected to this in some way. Some more than others, but that does not change the fact that our entire province, our entire country is devastated. Hockey goes beyond those that lace up their skates. The community involves the coaches, trainers, equipment managers, team doctors, fans, families, billet families, and so many more. Through the many years that I have played hockey, I have met so many incredible people. You don't realize this massive network that you have until a tragedy like at this magnitude hits your heart. It is hard to put into words what it means to be a part of a team. Throughout the season, your teammates really do become your second family. In the beginning, you bond over your love for the game of hockey, but as the season goes on, these bonds turn into much more than that. These teammates become your brothers and sisters that you would do anything for. It is unimaginable to think of the pain and heartache that these young boys are feeling after losing their brothers. I just want to take a moment to recognize a man that did not wear a Humboldt Broncos jersey, but was very much a part of their team. Glen Dirksen was driving the bus that tragic night and sadly was one of the 15 that didn't make it home to their family. Glen was the father of my friend. His daughter, Melissa, dedicated 3 years of her life to being a trainer for the women's hockey team. Glen's smile was infectious, and he was always ready to be the life of the party. As we grieve the loss of so many, I ask that we don't forget this wonderful man. Mark Odnikon spoke at a vigil last night in Prince Albert. and a part of his speech really resonated with me, which I would like to share with you guys. He said, "When you look at the characteristics of hockey, we persevere, we are compassionate, we get up when we are knocked down, we are empathetic, we are caring, we are teammates, fans, and we are a community. Let's move hockey's characteristics forward and help heal the communities in this time of need." In closing, I would like to read a poem that was written by Dana Gable from Othman, Saskatchewan. Please continue to remember us for the team that we once were, especially now that we have been divided from a quick moment that's still a blur. Allow our loved ones to feel our presence, although we are now gone. Comfort them to know we are all together in heaven, cheering as the game we know goes on. Don't feel sad that we left this season unfinished and without a chance to say goodbye. Rather, know how hard we all played in this life. We would have given it our best try. Hockey was a dream of ours that fulfilled our lives in every way. And we thank you, Mom and Dad, for all of your dedication and many late nights and days. We worked hard and one day prayed of playing during the Stanley Cup games. But now as the puck drops, our memory will live on in each of our names. For when the rink sounds so silent, know that we are near. We will guide you to our assistance from being way up here. As the world feels so heavy and that it has done such wrong, please continue to find your way to always be Bronco strong.
Thank you, Kathleen. As I mentioned previously, there are a number of my fellow faith leaders here in Convocation Hall today. In our work as faith leaders on campus, no matter what community people are from, we all recognize that coming together is an important thing for us to do. To get together here and to see the folks right here at the U of S campus that are together studying, working here, and that are affected by this horrific tragedy. We are with you. For all those of you that will be on campus this week, we're going to have people present at Marquis 104, so just at the top of the ramp across from the bookstore by Tim Hortons. And we'll have people there if you would look for somebody to chat with. We'll have faith leaders there, and our peer health mentors will also be present. There's also the Student Wellness Center in Place Riel for your support. People have many different ways to mourn, different ways to cope, to heal, and we want to support each other through this. Some will look for a place to pray or a person to pray with. Some will need to share and express their feelings. Some will want to take a specific action, and some will need time. Please take the time that you need. Time alone and time with loved ones. And in that time, despite your pain, focus on sharing kindness with others and also kindness to yourself. At times like these, our differences make us stronger, and it's definitely okay that we will all handle things differently and in a different time frame. Pain will be with us, but we need to be patient with ourselves and with others. We can take small steps when we are ready. We are here to walk together, and this is just the beginning of a process. We are a variety of people sharing a common home in this province, and you can tell there's something distinctly of Saskatchewan happening here with all the support that has been shown thus far, including thoughts and prayers and offers of kindness and generous financial donations. If you'd like to add your voice of message of support, we have banners here in Convocation Hall as well as in Marquis Hall, and you can write a message of support over the coming days. You can do it today or sometime this week in Marquis Hall. And our plan is to share these with the community of Humboldt so that they may see and feel our care and support. The outpouring of support already from across our province and beyond has been amazing. While we are devastated, we are proud of our tight-knit Saskatchewan community. And all this reminds us to think of who we are and what we have. We will continue to create opportunities to come together over the weeks and the months to come. At this time, I would like to close by thanking everyone who's contributed to make this event possible. And I want to thank everyone here. In this life, we vote with our feet. We show up to things that are important to us. And whether you are here sitting in Convocation Hall or watching live stream, your presence is appreciated. This brings us to the end of our formal program today. So please feel free to sign the banners on your way out, or you could remain here in Convocation Hall as Kathleen will be continuing to play some of this wonderful music for us. Thank you and good afternoon.